If you need some inspiration in the kitchen, look no further than Akhtar Nawab's new cookbook, Good For You, filled with nutritious and flavor-packed recipes. And we are so excited to catch up with him and cook with him today. Akhtar, it is so good to see you. How are you, my friend?
I know it's been a long time. I'm good.
So what was kind of the inspiration for you for this cookbook?
You know, I think as I've gotten older, I think it's always been important to try to eat more healthfully. But I think in the process, since I cook for a living, I was like, why do I have to give up on all this flavor that I really need to have? And so that was really kind of the impetus for kind of putting this book together, was like, how do you cook clean and healthfully and still not sacrifice any of that flavor from all those experiences, you know, that you've had, you know, cooking on your own or at great restaurants or going to great restaurants or whatever it may be. So this is a version of a lot of those dishes. What we're going to cook today is a version of those kinds of dishes.
So what are some of the, you know, it's called Good For You.
Yeah.
And it's also features bold flavors. You talk about these bold flavors. What are the bold flavors that we're highlighting in this cookbook?
So there's a lot. I mean, obviously we do a lot with spices because it's a great way to bring out a lot of flavor, so you're not feeling like you're missing out on any of the, you know, cream or butter, which might be in a lot of those dishes that make them so good sometimes. But like, you know, we're trying to keep the flavors really focused so that we can really kind of build upon those simple basics in a way, and create, like, that's why there's like a foundation section of the book, is that it's really an important step to building a lot of flavors here.
So what are we making today?
This is one of my favorite dishes in the book. It's like a piparade. So a piparade is a Basquez pepper stew, and that's that part of Spain and France where they kind of meet right in that area. So it has influences from both cultures, and it can be used for chicken or fish. We're using a little bit of striped bass. It's important to get a good amount of peppers, and you're going to cut them fairly thin, but not so thin, because you do want a lot of that texture, so it can't be so fine. So this is like onions, and then the 3 different kinds of peppers and garlic.
So
and honestly, all of it goes in the pot at once, and you just cook all that down. Add the pimenton, and then all that's going to cook, and it's going to roast in the oil here a little bit. And then as soon as you can start smelling that, which I can smell it, then there's wine, and then I'm using this other broth I made. This has chicken and beef combined. And it's just going to stew away. This is going to take like 15 minutes, I would say.
Okay, so I have my fish. What did you season? Did you season with just salt and pepper?
Right now it's just salt and pepper. And at this point, like, if you wanted to do something different, like I said, and add like fennel pollen or more pimenton or whatever you wanted at that point, like, you could totally do it. Put a lid on it, and then right in the oven, I would say, or you can cook it in the stovetop too, but it's more gentle in the oven.
So let's put it in, we're doing a 350-degree oven, right?
That's right.
What is it, like 12 minutes or so?
12 to 15 minutes. But like for cod, like, you'll see, like, it will just start flaking apart a little bit.
People are scared to cook fish, but the one thing that you do not want to do is overcook it. That's the only thing you have to worry about. Don't overcook it and it'll be great.
But I think cod is like pretty forgiving, and this particular way of cooking it is extremely forgiving. These are those roasted Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to put the tamarind sauce on there.
Yum.
They're like so simple. It's just so far salt and olive oil and roasted pistachios.
So what do you think the biggest misconception about healthy food is? I know this whole book.
I think that I think people think it has to be bland, I think, is the worst part of it. It's like, it doesn't have to be totally bland. Like, it can be full of flavor and feel like you're not missing anything. I think is really one of the key kind of things about just this book in general, is like, you don't have to be missing out on anything. You know, I wouldn't say it has a ton of additional like fats in it, but you know, we do use a good bit of different oils. Like, there's olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil.
I mean, that looks so good and so healthy. I'm so excited to eat this. I'm going to plate it up, take a picture, and then we'll show everybody at home. But make sure to follow Akhtar on social media and pick up a copy of Good For You, bold flavors with benefits. It's out everywhere now. Akhtar, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Nice to see you. Take care.
You too.
Bye.